to find out who they'll meet in the 2014 First Utilities Super League Grand Final. Will it be a Saints-Wigan derby at the Theatre of Dreams tomorrow week, or will it be Saints-Warrington for the first time in a Grand Final? We are about to find out. The team news for tonight is that Wigan named the same 17 as beat Huddersfield here 57-4 2 weeks ago. Anthony Gelling will be hungry the most. He missed both Wembley win and the Grand Final triumph last year, so he's looking to make up for lost time. Blake Green leaves at the end of the season. The man of the match at Old Trafford wants to go out with a reprise of that winning performance 12 months ago. Up front, Michael McIlorum's hoping for a third Grand Final triumph in 5 seasons. Joel Tompkins returned from the Rugby Union to be part of Grand Finals, and he gets his chance here. And on the bench, Sam Powell desperately wants to play in the Old Trafford Grand Final, having captained Wigan's under-20s in their Grand Final success against Warrington 2 years ago. Now Warrington and Matty Russell's declared that he's fit to play after that horrific injury he picked up against Widnes in the first week of the playoffs, but he begins on the bench, so the highly talented Stephen Ratchford continues at full-back. Joel Monaghan is on fire. Super League's leading try scorer has scored 5 tries in the 2 playoff games so far. Up front, Chris Hill is one of 4 men in contention for the game's highest personal accolade, the Man of Steel Award, which will be announced next week. There's still no Ben Westwood. He got an Old Trafford try against Wigan last year, so James Laithwaite partners Trent Waterhouse again in the second row. And on the bench, Paul Wood makes way for the return of Matty Russell. It shows the courage, the tenacity of the players at this level, that he is here despite that collision against Widnes, which has cost him a couple of teeth at least. Well, it's a great crowd in here tonight, and there are a couple of prominent Wigan fans. Sir Bradley is here, Sir Bradley Wiggins, confessed Wigan supporter. He is in the VIP area. And also Sam is back. Wigan legend Sam Tompkins is here to see whether his team can get to Old Trafford for
to see.
Here's the first kick of the match, and Stephen Ratchford produces it. A high hanging kickoff, and a little fumble by Gelling, but he hangs on, and there's the first tackle of this semi-final. We're 80 minutes away from knowing who Saints will face at Old Trafford a week tomorrow.
Well, you can see already that Warrington's defence, they're getting out of the blocks very, very quickly. Leading the way, James Laithwaite. And this is what you need in the opening 5 or 6 minutes. Get right into the faces of them.
Good run from Don Crosby. Takes Wigan to within 6-7 metres of the halfway line. He's now back with Blake Green, man of the match. He tried to put Liam, at the grand final he was man of the match. He tried to put Liam Farrell through a gap in the Warrington defence, which quickly closed. Green with the kick down the centre of the field, bounces kindly, and Stephen Ratchford will bring it back. Warrington now getting first use of the ball, and he gets it away brilliantly to Rhys Evans.
Well, Wigan's domination and brutal assault really on Huddersfield in week 1 of the playoffs was based on kicking the ball, trapping their opponents close to our try line, and then the aggression in defence, as we saw here. Great offload by Ratchford to keep the ball alive, but a risky play so close and so early in the game.
Chris Hill will take the ball forward for Warrington again. That's 3 tackles gone in this set of 6. Michael Monaghan to Ben Harrison. He shifts it wide, but the ball bounces horribly. And it's a good job the Bridge was there. Now Farrell could easily have been penalised there for a flop on Bridge, because the tackle by Sargentson appeared to have been affected. This is Harrison now. He goes down. Here comes the last.
It came about by a quick play the ball by Wigan. Very smart. See how they're trying to get on with it. And they never got back. Chris Hill never had any opportunity.
And Wigan's first penalty of the match, and they have elected here to kick for goal. A tactic similar to that which we saw last night. They want to take any opportunity, Phil, that's going in a semi-final. Do you think it's the right thing?
Well, very impressive opening 6 minutes for them. And if you get ahead, then why not? It suits them, and it's something they've done for a few years, isn't it, to kick an early penalty goal. But I just think that Warrington will be, I don't know whether they'll be shell-shocked or not. They know we're going to have 15 days to wait and get ready to start this match. But boy, that's a very, very quick start. And you can see that Warrington have just been trapped in their own half. They can't get forward because the numbers that Wigan are putting into the tackle.
Well, Wigan will certainly be spurred on by the prospect of winning back-to-back titles for the first time in the Super League era. And, of course, that their nearest and dearest, St Helens, are waiting for them at Old Trafford. Here's Matty Smith with this first kick at goal. And Smith has got the scoreboard running. And Wigan have edged into a 2-point lead.
And you're getting rewards from running hard. And the end result from running hard on that occasion was gaining the penalty. 3 players that couldn't get set at marker, and an intelligent play from dummy half where you get out, and Michael Monaghan, he just had to make sure that he wrapped up that play, because it could have been a try if he got away. Well, I suppose in many ways Warrington will feel a little bit relieved that they've only conceded the 2 points. As Phil has already mentioned, the Wigan outfit, they really look keen on this one, getting over the advantage line with a lot of speed.
Matty Smith, who has got the scoreboard ticking here tonight, he played for St Helens against Wigan in the 2010 Grand Final. The last time that was that the 2 teams that finished top and second in the table got to the Old Trafford showpiece. And if Wigan get there, it'll be same again this year, and remarkably the same 2 teams involved. Sargentson gets out of trouble, and then Monaghan gets him down, then he pushes Monaghan out the way as he tries to play the ball to McIllorum. Here is Blake Green.
Great defence again by Warrington. They're coming in on the umbrella, round on the arc.
Smith goes wide to Joel Tompkins, has returned to rugby league because he wants to play in the grand finals. And he's close to getting there this year. He only came back in June. Ratchford picks up the kick downfield. Then Wigan pick him up.
I mentioned before the 2 fullbacks, Stephen Ratchford and Matthew Bowen. Boy, they're going to earn their corn tonight. So many good kickers out there. Myler O'Brien, Blake Green, Matty Smith. Tormenting. They're just trying to feel each other out here, but that's a good run.
Well, that is a positive. You're right, aren't you? You're almost 9 minutes into the game before you've had the ball at the halfway line. I suppose it's progress from a Warrington perspective, but can they continue to play at the speed with which we're going to play? You know, Matthew Bowen's been brilliant this year, hasn't he, with his kick returns? And what about that for a linking pass to Burgess?
Brilliant pass to Burgess. Great run from Burgess. Wonderful run and a very important tackle by Stephen Ratchford.
But look where Wigan are now. They can control it. You can see Warrington, they never got a first and second marker there. That's how quick Wigan are playing the ball.
Blake Green into centre field. Matty Smith tries to get away from Ryan Atkins, can't do so.
And again, Atkins coming in on that curve, umbrella as we call it. It's always a big gamble. If Wigan want to get the long ball out, especially onto that right-hand side, they could get the overlap.
It's O'Loughlin who gives the ball then short. And here is Blake Green again. He won the Harry Sunderland Award as man of the match in last year's grand final. He went home with a shiner as well. Smith dabs the ball over the top, and whoa, that's great play, but no one ruled that as a knock on. I thought Ratchford had picked this up. I didn't think it was, but the referee Phil Bentham closer than us.
Yeah, he slipped. Oh, it didn't hit the ground.
Well, it's certainly very close. Obviously, if it hits his hands and doesn't hit the ground the second time, then that wouldn't be a knock-on.
That's the run from Burgess.
It was brilliant,
set up by Matty Bowen. This is the contentious moment.
Beautiful pass, wasn't it? There's Joe Burgess. Off he goes. But it gets him into the opposition half. This is it.
Yes, it hits the ground.
It did hit the ground.
It does hit the ground.
Yeah.
He did hit the ground.
Well done, Phil Bentham.
He sort of slipped as well, didn't he, as they're coming across for it. It was a neat little chip over the top. Boy, they're taking him a lot of pressure.
Well, here come Wigan then with Matty Smith. He gets it away to Joel Tompkins. Laithwaite was in his face very quickly. Bridge was there as well. Tompkins gets up, plays the ball quickly. That's Sean Wayne's message, obviously. Get up to your feet, play the ball quickly, win the ground, get to your feet, play it. That's what he's trying to do. McIllorum will go on his own.
Oh, that's great defence. It had to be desperate. Wigan like to work the blind side. That could have been a penalty against Wigan.
Could have been. McIllorum shouldn't do things like that.
You can't take control like that. Can they get the link going?
Here's Flower trying to go past Michael Monaghan, can't do so. Wigan supporters hoping that this is the moment for the first try. This is Green then to Bowen. Gets away first time from Myler, but there were reinforcements behind him in the shape of England.
It's got to be the kick.
It is, it's high from Blake Green. It's claimed and knocked. Well, it was knocked backwards, I think. And it's offside against Warrington.
I think he's got it right, Phil Bentham.
Offside.
They certainly...
Well, he's ruled that Rhys Evans has got the hand to this.
I'm not sure that he has.
I think he gets the last touch. I think it comes off. I think it comes off him there. And because, even though he's in his own in-goal area, the ball travels into the field of play and is picked up by a Warrington player, and he's offside. If he was back in the in-goal area, it wouldn't be a penalty.
Well, we talk about the nerves and the players and the coaches, but you can see there that that lovely young fan, she's really uptight.
Here's Ben Flower then, as a result of that penalty that Phil Bentham gave Wigan for offside. McIlorum. Then he finds Smith. Smith then to Green. Green to Farrell! Great defence again, is it? I don't think that's down on the ground. I don't think that's down on the ground.
He'll go upstairs.
We're on tackle one.
He didn't get it down straight away, but did he get it down in one movement?
Richard Silverwood on the right, Ian Smith on the left. Richard Silverwood is tonight's video referee. Stuart, he's looking for the grounding, nothing more.
That's it. So does the ball get down onto the ground at some point during this tackle? It's there's no indication that it's on there yet. I think it's his own arm that's underneath it there. There's a lot of Warrington players around. I haven't seen any evidence where the ball's on the ground at the moment. Can we see it from this angle? It's still up in the air. It's still in his possession. He battles for a while to try and get it down, and Warrington do well. I think that's held up. I don't think that hits the ground at all. I think his arm is underneath the ball, but of course he's got to ground it in the in-goal area for it to be a try.
No try, surely.
Well, if it is, they'll just restart the tackle count 10 metres back, and no try it is. Great defence from Warrington.
That's outstanding defence. Richie Myler, Gareth O'Brien, Michael Monaghan, they're getting tested by Warrington. They're getting tested, and you can see that when Liam Farrell, he goes at Richie Myler, he picks him out because he thinks that he's the target, but great defence.
So the tackle count continues from 10 metres out. Here's Don Crosby.
Will they work the short blind side?
McIlorum, they come into centre field to O'Loughlin. Oh, and he misses a couple but finds Matty Smith. Here's Bowen. Bowen dabs it to the in-goal area. Ratchford clears up for Warrington. Goal line dropout coming up. It's all Wigan.
Yeah, and it's all full-backs, isn't it? Bowen, neat little dribble through. Ratchford came to the rescue. Boy, these two are working overtime.
Well, the Castleford Tigers came here in the Challenge Cup and managed to beat the Wigan side by defending the line as though their lives depended on it. This is exactly one of those circumstances. They've been under pressure here for 13 minutes. Just look how much opposition time they've had in their opponent's half. It's amazing. Can they turn this territorial advantage into another try?
Well, they begin this from inside Warrington's half again with Ben Flower on the run. He's stopped dead in his tracks by Hill and Harrison. And there's a little bit of extra weight coming in there as well from Anthony England. McIlorum to O'Loughlin, short ball to Tompkins. 2 tackles gone for Wigan. Oh, he played that facing the touchline. And here now is Green. Green is wrestled to the ground by Waterhouse. Farrell to Smith. Flower trying to go underneath Anthony England, can't do that. 4 tackles gone, they're 10 metres away from the line. McIlorum to Smith. Smith stabs the ball into the in-goal area again. Gareth O'Brien gets out of danger and then is taken over the dead ball line.
Sean Wayne, the Wigan coach, will be very, very happy with this. The build-up has been superb. The kicks have been just spot on, and the chase is even better. Did his foot? Yeah, I think it just hits a whitewash there. That should be a dropout.
It is. But look at this play of the ball. He's facing the opposite side.
That should have been a penalty to Warrington, and they know it. Well, if the Wolves can get the ball after all this pressure,
And they're only 2 down.
Yeah, it'll be a real lift for them.
What's it doing to the fuel tank though? 15 minutes in, they've got to have expended so much of their energy. The multiple choice questions that Wigan keep asking them. Look how many white shirts are going to run near the ball.
O'Loughlin to Green, Green then to Tompkins, dealt with by Ryan Atkins. McIlorum, they're screaming for a knock-on. The crowd, the players weren't interested. This is Sean O'Loughlin.
Has he lost the ball? This is going to be a big question. I don't think he's got control of it.
No, he said that he's held up over the try line. He's got possession.
I'm not so sure about this. If this was,
it's Chris Hill.
If it's more than 2 and 1.
Well, he's made the call. It's to play the ball on the 10-metre line.
He called the tackle complete when he was still in possession. I think as they've untangled, the ball's come out. The ball was dead anyway.
Green then, short to Smith. Here is Bowen. Bowen goes inside 2, runs away from 2 more. Halted by Harrison, quick ball away, and it is well played by Waterhouse. Warrington breathe a sigh of relief. The fans get to their feet to applaud the defence.
Waterhouse not happy with the treatment that he received, but Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, will be ever so happy that Trent Waterhouse, the Australian, has got them possession. He knows it. He knows how important that is in this game. They were under the cosh.
They have been from minute 1, and we're 16.5 minutes into this match. Wigan only leading by 2 points to 0. A penalty from Matty Smith, but they have laid siege to the Warrington line, and they haven't been able to get through them. There's another knock-on by Warrington. Well, they are coming up with the errors. The pressure is such.
It is, Eddie. I'm not so sure whether that pass was on. Probably they need 4 or 5 sets of 6 now, Warrington, to hold on to the ball, to get some energy back into them. They've been under pressure. They've been defending their own half. Very difficult when you keep ramping up and you've got to keep taking those Wigan forwards down.
We've been contacted this week, by the way, by the family of a lifelong Warrington fan who, after attending the Castleford game last week, he sadly passed away the following morning on his way to work. Philip Hardman, a well-known builder in Warrington. He's being remembered by 20 of his family who are here tonight in his memory. Other family members watching at home, and of course, our deepest sympathies to the Hardman family.
Well, it surprised me, Eddie, that Warrington, having no ball to play with, started to throw it around as though they were about 15 metres away from the Wigan line, not 15 metres from their own line.
Green gets the ball away, and Farrell just puts it down. Was forward anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's frustration on both sides. They didn't really need to do that. They could have put themselves in a good position. And you could see there was heavy traffic in between Farrell. Green tried to offload.
Mike, you've seen it before, though. When a side can't go forward without players like Ben Westwood, Griggs, who are also missing, when they can't go forward in the middle of the field, they tend to think, well, we'll pass it wide and see if we can run around our opponents. They've made no ground, really, have they, against Wigan in the centre. And Wigan's ability to control that ruck area is giving them the massive advantage in this game.
The biggest problem, though, Phil, is that Warrington tried to keep it alive when they haven't had the ball at all. All you do is you just need hard work. Make sure you get someone into the halfway line and make sure there's a good kick and chase. They forfeited that by trying to do too fancy stuff.
Michael Monaghan gets as far as Ben Flower, and then Flower goes down on top of him. There's a push and a shove and a schmozzle on the deck. Michael Monaghan held up. Oh, Ryan Atkins. Well, he got the ball away. They always take it to the limit to Warrington. They take risks, they take chances.
It's in the DNA, but that's a tough offload to catch, because when Ryan Atkins gets the ball, he's passing the ball to the floor. That's what you need. Hard work, just go forward, play nice and direct, land on your front and give Michael Monaghan something to play off.
And they get into the Wigan half, which has been extremely rare.
That's a great run by England to get them over halfway, but they've reached the last tackle. And so Milo will put the kick in and will say to Wigan, well, come from your own 10-metre line in this scrum feed.
That is brilliant by Richie Myler. They soaked up all the pressure, and the best tactic is to turn the other opposition around, and that was superb.
Go forward with Chris Hill first of all, then Anthony England, and then Richie Myler comes up with that kick because of the hard work from those two big men to try and play through the line and come up with that quick play of the ball.
Very, very impressive opening quarter there from the Wigan side, although they found themselves at the end of the field. You know, they haven't missed a tackle in almost 20 minutes. Outstanding defence, and I suppose the question is, can they maintain that level? You'd expect them, with the stats we've seen in over 20 minutes, to be ahead by about 10 points, but Warrington's defence has just about held them out.
And Warrington defence with men like Chris Hill and Anthony England in the side. Those two, of course, from the Championship. And we have the Championship Grand Final day on Sunday, 4 o'clock, Sky Sports 3, Oldham and Hunslet. And then the interesting one is Lee against Featherstone. Chris Hill came to Warrington from Lee, and Anthony England came to Warrington from Featherstone. They, I'm sure, will be either glued to their TV sets or they'll be heading lead themselves. And here is a penalty now.
Well, just when they started to apply the pressure to this Wigan outfit for the first time in this game, they come up with a silly swinging arm there. Chris Bridge went right over the top, finished up in Faddel's face, and now they've conceded about 40 metres downfield.
Quickly down to Bill.
You'd have thought that after this frantic start it would be Warrington making the early changes, because their players really have had to put a shift in already, but it's Wigan who's made the change, with Tony Clubb and Eddie Pettibourne coming on, with Sean Wayne looking to keep the pressure on Warrington now.
Yes, he's keeping the pot boiling. McIlorum to Green, just flicks the pass away to Tony Clubb. That's his first touch since he came on. McIlorum waits 20 metres away. Green then gets it to Smith. Smith goes wide, and Gelling is swung to the ground by Evans. Now Matty Smith again. Pettibourne. Look, England just stood there like an English oak, and down he went.
Like a brick wall.
McIlorum trying to pinch one himself. McIlorum gets trapped, and that's the turnover, but they turn the ball over on the Warrington goal line.
Well, normally you'd opt for the kick into the in-goal area. They've done it 3 times already of Wigan. But this is where the defence, you can see there, Pettibourne coming in late. As usual, Michael McIlorum low down. This is crunch time. They can't get over the advantage line at all. Discipline has to be the key for Wigan now. Don't do what Warrington did, give away a silly penalty.
Waterhouse goes down under the pressure of 4 cherry and white jerseys. Michael Monaghan gets it away to Myler. Myler then to Bridge. Here's the danger for Warrington. Bridge and Joel Monaghan. But Joel Monaghan, he was in a cul-de-sac. He couldn't get going down the wing.
And that's sometimes the danger when you commit so many defenders to an attacker. 4 defenders, and he couldn't get back to prevent that break.
Booming pass wide to Atkins. Here comes Warrington's response with Evans. Charnley is there, Smith is there, down goes Evans. And this is the last coming up for Warrington. It's warming up now, and here is Myler. Myler with a kick to the in-goal area. Up goes Rashford. Ball is touched by Warrington, says Phil Bentham. It's a 20-metre restart.
Tremendous play, though, by Warrington. That will really lift their spirits. You can see there that Rashford definitely gets a fingertip to that. That'll be the tap on the 22.
And on the point of the 22, where is the cross, where Michael McIlorum is, not where Matty Bowen tried to get the movement going 10-15 metres to the right-hand side.
Well, it was actually slowed down because Wigan had passed the ball back to the 20-metre line instead of running it back, so that's why they didn't get the quick restart.
And he wasn't on the mark anyway, Stuart, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Thank you.
He got there in the end, Eddie.
Well, people say I know nothing about the game, and they're probably right. Here is O'Loughlin. Back he comes to Green. Green has got hold of the middle. Now that he's got support with him. And the support is with John Tompkins. And Tompkins scores the first try of this semi-final. Brother Sam was at Old Trafford last year. And Joel Tompkins wants to go there in 2014. That's 2 in 2 games for Tompkins since his return. Remarkably, this is only his 6th appearance since coming home in June.
They took the dummy. Big time. Oh, James Lathwaite absolutely took it. Green offloads at the right moment, and Tompkins. You can't afford to take dummies like that. and poor James Laithwaite knew that it left the gap, and the offload was outstanding.
Well, Sean O'Loughlin was the man that caused all the damage then, Steve-O. I think he took out 3 Warrington defenders, and Blake Green's one of the best halfbacks at going at the lines, holding the ball in 2 hands. Joel Tompkins pushing up really strong, really fast. So James Laithwaite's caught in 2 minds. Who does he take, Blake Green or Joel Tompkins? He chose to have a little look at Joel Tompkins, and then, well, Blake Green goes through. The Warrington fans are not so happy. They know they've been under pressure, Eddie.
They do. But he should be happy, the great Billy Boston. Watching the modern-day Wigan greats taking another step, maybe, to Old Trafford with this Matty Smith conversion attempt. The 6-0 up, this for 8. And Matty Smith adds the extra 2. And the Wigan Warriors are leading by 8 points to 0.
Tremendous stuff, but they'll be disappointed. Laithwaite went too early. Once the dummy was on, the pass was outstanding. And Joel Tompkins, what a great second rower he is. Talking of great second rowers that played for this wonderful club, Billy Ashurst is bringing out a book at the end of this month. That will be interesting reading, I can assure you of that. But what a wonderful effort from Joel Tompkins. He's settled back into rugby league very well indeed.
Yes, he has. Gelling has had the season of his life for Wigan. Well, at the moment it looks like being Wigan Saints. But Warrington are not done until the final siren. And it's only 8-0.
Well, Tony Smith will be disappointed, Eddie, with the fact that that's the first real dummy that any of the Warrington players have taken. Green took so much advantage. Good work, blind side. Yeah, such a crafty player, isn't he?
Grand final next week. The Super League's website, the Sky Sports website, the phone number, it's all there for you. Any info you need. Pettibone wants to be there.
Well, Pettibone was looking for support, and there was none forthcoming.
Blake Green just jinked away from Asatazi, hoists a high kick. Oof. Ratchford did well, he did really well actually, under pressure from Bowen.
Tremendous stake. Now then, can Warrington get into a good position to make sure that the kick and chase is going to be near perfect? But this Wigan defence, and this man knows it's not going to be easy to get through it.
2 coaches here who've had to rebuild their sides from last year's grand finals. 6 of the Wigan grand final lineup of last year not here for one reason or another. Warrington have 8 grand finalists from 2013 absent. So 2 sides completely rebuilt almost by their coaches, and just 1 match away from the big one. Oh, Monaghan under pressure. Whose is the first knock on? I think that was off Sargentson, I think.
It's back off Warrington.
Yeah, he's got it right. Slip there under pressure. Yeah, just gets a fingertip to it before he tries to drag it back, Sargentson.
Well, that's the pressure of Liam Farrell. Liam Farrell gets out, Richie Marler tries to step him, and then the rest of the Wigan players, they really do hunt us aside. They get off the line, they try and win that last play.
Well, the Wigan's defence has been so near perfect that we have not yet seen a run from Michael Monaghan. His hard work and skillful attacking play from the dummy half position has been, well, negative. But, well, the Warrington players, I don't know whether they're wearing short studs or not, but they seem to be slipping around a lot on this surface.
Big Roy Asatazi gets Warrington to halfway on the second tackle, so they're in Wigan territory now, and Atkins, this is a good run. It's a very good run from Atkins. Halted by Tompkins, Farrell and Pettibone. Can't go anywhere without the legs. Michael Monaghan wanting to get on with it quickly. Finds O'Brien. Here's Asatazi. Asatazi spins, thought about the offload, couldn't get it away. Wants to play the ball, does so. Michael Monaghan. O'Brien, who is hit late then. Here is Hill. This is Myler. The ball has hit the deck. And it's a knock-on by Wigan.
Beautiful play, though, by Warrington. There you see it. Farrell just got the fingertip to it.
I think the touch judge is on, by the way, as we watch this, because I'm sure I saw a late hit on Myler. I did.
It was Bowen, the full-back, I feel. Certainly came late. Yeah. That should be a penalty.
Yeah, I don't think it was Matt. I don't think it was that tackle. It
wasn't the O'Brien one, was it?
It was Gil Dudson that was late.
Well, there was two to choose from, because that was pretty late as well on Myler.
Sure was.
Anyway, it's a chance this for Warrington. Oh, and Atkins, he was thinking again of this offload. Nicky Himes on there, number 10, you notice. So too Michael Monaghan. He finds O'Brien. This is Myler. Myler gets it away to Ratchford. Here is Bridge. Bridge slips underneath a challenge. Goes down again. And Sargentson. Well,
messing around, yeah.
In at the play the ball.
Yeah, messing around in it, trying to slow the play down.
Going to get onside, Chris. Time off.
Well, they've got a problem Warrington as well. Chris Bridge is injured here. He gets up, he's limped out of the play.
I don't think it was hands in the tackle, do you? I think it was two high shots.
No, it was Sean O'Loughlin. As Chris Bridge was just about to play the ball, he just put his hand in on it, slowed it down. I think that's a great call from Phil Bentham. That certainly opens the game up a bit.
So here's Ben Curry.
Now, can Warrington, for the first time in this game, just settle down? They've got to pitch. They've got to keep down there for a while.
Myler gets it away to O'Brien. O'Brien takes them on himself. And there's Michael Monaghan. Back it comes to Ratchford. Here is Atkins over the top to Rhys Evans. Evans is going one way only. That's forward. That was forward to Atkins. Great defence Wigan this time.
There was no way through for Rhys Evans. That was for sure. They're working overtime, Wigan in defence here. Talk about scrambling. Look at that. It got it away, did Evans, but there was plenty to take him on.
Well, look at them. Look at them. The Wigan players are as happy about that as they are about scoring tries.
Yeah, good work by club.
This is it. This is it.
A good move by Sean Wayne, the Wigan coach, to throw out the likes of Eddie Pettiborn and Tony Clubb. Give a little bit of momentum, not only in attack, but also in defence. Boy, wouldn't Wigan love to have that guy out there tonight.
Harrison Hansen, Lee Moss up there as well with Sam Tompkins. They all played in the grand final last year. Home is where the heart is, so they say.
Well, it was at this point where Warrington was applying the pressure, and then they went silly, went with a high shot, gave away a silly penalty. Discipline is all so important when it comes to these sudden death playoffs.
The referee had called the tackle as held, so they'll just bring it back, and Pettiborn will play the ball to Sam Powell. Here's Tony Clubb. He puffs the cheeks out, takes the tackle.
Eddie, there's a big problem with Chris Bridge. I think he's just going to leave the pitch. Matty Russell's just come on. Whether they'll change and put Stephen Ratchford into the centre and Matty Russell back to fullback, we'll just have to wait and see.
At the moment, Russell is operating in the centres and Ratchford is back at fullback. That's a great kick, though. Just buys some land. Russell back then after that horrific injury he picked up against Widnes a fortnight ago. Let's get down to Bill.
Yeah, Chris Bridge's injury hoodoo has struck again. Yeah, we're used to him warming up before the game. He comes out because of his hamstring problem that he's had to loosen up, but he's come off with what looks like an ankle problem. He's hobbled straight into the dressing room, and that could be it for this evening for Chris Bridge. So Matty Russell, who started the evening on the sidelines, back in action already.
Well, Chris Bridge played in last year's grand final. He missed 2012. He's only missed 4 matches all of this year. And, well, he was in for some heavy treatment here, wasn't he? And the ankle was held by Sean O'Loughlin as well. Maybe that is the legacy of all of that. That's the reason why he is in the dressing rooms at the moment.
He was just trying to twist and pull out the tackle, and as we said, Eddie, Matty Russell has gone to full-back with Stephen Ratchford in the right centre for Chris Bridge.
Well, they certainly need something to make some ground. Matthew Russell, 3 weeks ago on this ground, made over 200 metres when he ran with the ball. He was by far the most dangerous player that Wigan had to attempt to tackle. and they need somebody because they're simply going side to side. They've got to go down the field.
And that was a risky pass to Laithwaite. Gelling read it and got the tackle in. This is Rhys Evans again.
Steady.
The legs are up, and they gently put him down after the referee shouted held. And that was another late shot on Gareth O'Brien.
Neither touch judges come onto the field of play.
There's Tony Clubb.
Eddie, there was a risky pass in that last set of 6 metres. Roy Asatasi trying to play wide, tries to throw a 20-metre pass to get outside of Wigan. He's best took the ball under your wing and just run hard like England and like Chris Hill. That's all you need to do. You don't need to try and throw that big looping pass. Your job as a prop forward, go forward.
So says one of the great prop forwards of his time. This is Sam Powell, who finds Blake Green. There is O'Loughlin again. Now it's Smith and Bowen that was touched by Rhys Evans, was it? Was it Rhys Evans who got a fingertip to that first?
It was pretty close to it. No. Gelling's just dropped it.
Well, he doesn't agree. Phil Bentham.
10 metres end up being 5. That's the buyback though, isn't it?
Was that touched by Rhys Evans, Stuart, do you think, or not? Obviously, Phil Bentham says no.
I don't think so. I think the movement by Evans actually put Gelling off, but you know, I'm not seeing anything where the ball's being touched on that one.
No, I think the officials got it right, and it'll be great relief for this Warrington outfit, who really are being knocked out of their attacking prowess by the way that Wigan are just swarming all over them. As I say, to be able to cut down on the likes of Michael Monaghan, and now, of course, Mickey Hyams out there operating in the dummy half position. The first and second markers working for Wigan have been outstanding.
Michael Monaghan is through, and he gets the ball away to Myler. That's a crunching tackle from Bowen. Mickey Hyam again, the 20 metres out Warrington with Michael Monaghan. Slides the kick in, trying to get behind the defence. Charnley picks it up. And then Charnley is tackled by O'Brien.
He really has improved, you know, Josh Charnley. We've often seen him with the speed and the try-scoring ability, but he's reading the game a lot better. It's anxious time for the Warrington fans. Can they dislodge this ball? Can they make the error? Force it from this Wigan. That could have been a penalty. It's a little bit scruffy at the moment.
Sargentson.
What a great season he's had.
Powell, and here they come again, Wigan, in the shape of Joel Tompkins.
Good tactics though by Wigan, they're slowing everything down.
Monaghan, Joel Monaghan. This is Ratchford.
And again, great work, first, second marker.
Curry. 5 minutes to half-time, which Wigan have bossed, but only lead by 8 points. Myler to Asatasi.
Well, they've got two of the best hookers on, haven't they? Monaghan and Hyam. They're trying to play with as many options as possible. Look, one puts it behind the other. They're going wide to the left.
They are. And that was off the chest of Laithwaite.
Yeah. Laithwaite thought it was going to be the dummy runner, and perhaps he should have been, but they'll take it back to the first knock-on, surely.
They're saying it's off the chest. It wasn't a knock on, so it's play on. And if there's no hand there, it's play on.
Was it the chest or his head? Yeah, it was at the chest.
So that's right, is it, Stuart?
That's absolutely right. That's play on. They followed that up, they could have scored.
Goal line dropout then. Bowen had given it up because he thought that was actually going to go head and feed to Wigan.
Confusion there, and Sean O'Loughlin, the Wigan captain, saying surely it should have been our ball. I thought it hit his head, but it wasn't. It was certainly on the chest on the replay.
So goal line dropout for Wigan, up to halfway from Matty Smith. Myler to Asatasi.
Eddie, if you're the Warrington player, sorry, Steve, if you're the Warrington player, you're full of confidence now, under pressure for 25 minutes, and you're just 8 points behind. Yet you've broken Wigan on 4 occasions. On 4 occasions. That's how well Warrington are playing in this game.
I'm just trying to make the point, Eddie, in regards to quite a lot of the Warrington players are slipping and sliding on this turf. It hasn't been raining.
It's a penalty here. Wigan were offside. Club and Hyan getting involved. O'Loughlin getting involved. Curry coming up and getting involved.
I think Warrington needed a bit of that fighting spirit from Mickey Hyan. Certainly not the biggest man, but he might be the bravest, and they needed it because they've got to match some aggression in the middle of the field. They've been outpowered and outplayed in the centre. It is a fortunate penalty here because he did seem to lose the ball, but the referee said the markers weren't square.
Now, was there a headbutt here?
So Tony Clubb wasn't standing in front of the player of the ball when the ball was played. That's why it's a penalty.
Oh, that looked pretty close to a headbutt. Oh, just got his head out the way in time. That was close.
Well, I think it was more a coming together of the heads rather than a headbutt.
Just trying to think of an adjective for heads coming together. We have a gaggle of referees. Here is Myler. Over the top it goes to Monaghan. Oh, Monaghan touches down, but it was forward. Oh, hang on.
That could be a try.
It could easily be a try. Did it come off a Wigan hand, as Warrington are saying?
Eddie, I think he's passed the ball. It's come off the back of a Warrington player, and then it's gone forward.
Tempers are boiling as we approach half-time.
This could be given as a TRY.
It could easily.
Oh! And the home side, the fans, they won't be liking this if it comes up on that board.
Well, Joel Monaghan did exactly the right thing. He played to the whistle.
I think there's a little bit of frustration from the Wigan players in that they think a few decisions have gone against them, but the referee's been proved right, as we've seen on each occasion. So this one's been referred to the video referee, and so hopefully they can find out whether a try's been scored or not. So as the ball comes round, there's nothing wrong yet.
They're checking for an obstruction, I think, Stuart, aren't they?
Well, this could be the play. Is it Roy Asatasi coming through on this one? So we're okay so far. There's no obstruction so far. The Wigan player has actually come through. I think it actually hits a Warrington player as
it comes off his head. It comes off the Warrington player's head.
Well, if that's the case, if it comes off his head, the ball's being passed backwards.
It's play on.
He didn't deliberately head it forward, so this should be play on. Blake Green's gone forward into the line, so he's responsible for that. There's no obstruction. He doesn't play at it, so it's accidentally off the head. It goes forward. So we play on so far. What happens with the grounding?
It's a try.
That's a try. No problem at all with that.
Well, half of this crowd will go mad. And half of this crowd will go madder. Joel Monaghan. He can't stop scoring tries, this fellow. That's 34 in the Super League season so far. And after being outplayed for much of this match in the first half, Warrington are right back in it.
And what a time to score a try. This is the incident. Wanted to knock on. We'll never know.
But it was a penalty. He's given a penalty for offside.
Mickey Hyan getting all frustrated. The pass, he was a lucky one. Bounces off the head. And Joel Monaghan says, I'm going to put it down. Wigan just seemed to stop. They got caught out here. They thought it was a knock-on. It wasn't. Off the head.
Steve, or was it a move? They tried it on the left, it comes off James Laithwaite's chest from Gareth O'Brien, then they do it on the right, and it comes off Ben Curry's head.
Well, Joel Monaghan touched down. I think that Joe Burgess thought for all money it was a forward pass, as did, well, 3/4 of this crowd. Ransford to try and add the extras. He's pulled it in front of the posts. But I tell you what, after the way this first half's gone, this is a moral victory for Warrington, only being 8-4 down.
Yeah, Wigan have had all the play. They've had good position. It's a little bit of lady luck, but why on earth didn't Burgess throw his body onto that? He tried to reach for it. Then now came the handbags, and boy, it was like one of those London stores, wasn't it? There was plenty in the window.
We've got 1 minute now to half-time. Who's going to be the more confident side sat in those changing rooms? You've got Warrington, who've been under pressure and come up with a try, just 4 points behind, or Wigan, who give Warrington absolutely everything. Everything.
6 tries in his 3 playoff encounters so far for Joel Monaghan, as the Warrington Wolves come from 5th spot. Is it the coveted 5th spot? Is it the unlucky 5th spot? If you're a Leeds Rhinos fan, you know what I'm talking about. Russell tried to get the ball away and it went forward. Wigan want to get on with this. Wigan want to form the scrum.
Well, I realised there was only seconds remaining. The official has stopped it. You can't fault Matthew Russell from trying to offload. That would have been a certain try. No one was at home. He shakes his head in disbelief to Sean Wayne. He has witnessed a first half that has been totally controlled by the home side, and yet a little rob of the green, off the head, as they said. It's usually heads or tails. Here's a chip over the top.
It is, and it's going to bounce for Charnley, as he hacks it forward. Charnley! Now then, did Rhys Evans get there first? Did Charnley get there first? Don't forget, simultaneous grounding, it goes to the attacker. Stuart, this has come alive. The video referees were asleep for 25 minutes. Wake up, boys!
Oh, but it's great, isn't it? This is why we have the video referee. Difficult decision for the officials. 2 players diving. Because it's from the kick, we check that Charnley's onside. He's clearly onside. So it all goes down to the grounding now.
Evans slipped at the crucial moment, didn't he?
He did. He certainly seemed to get some pace back. Does he get in there before him? Don't forget, if it's simultaneous, it'll be a try. Well, Evans has touched that short of the line, so we're still playing forward. Does it touch Charnley's arm? It hits his body, so we still play on. It's on his backside, and Rhys Evans has touched that and is in touch.
That'll be no try.
So this should be a goal line dropout, so no try.
Well, it's the end of the first half, but what a way to finish it.
Well, they're not waiting for the decision, the players, they're on the way off. They had a look at the screen, they saw the pictures you were all watching at home, and away they go for half-time. The players leave the field, those boos aren't for them, the boos are for the match officials. But I tell you what, I think Phil Bentham's had a great game. I really do. I think he's refereed this magnificently so far. He gets the boos in the background as we watch the highlights. Wigan are just ahead, 8-4.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
Sky Sports, your home of sport. Whenever you want, wherever you are.
So, you can fix a board, then you can fix a bike. And if you can fix a bike, then you can fix a car. If you can fix a car, then you can learn to fix a Lynx Mark 8 helicopter, a Pacific 24 sea boat, a 4.5-inch naval gun, a Samson radar system, or a Type 45 destroyer. And when you can fix all that, you'll be a Royal Navy engineer. With our training, there's no limit to what you can achieve.
story here.
You are telling me there are 4 talking turtles walking around New York City. Is there anything else?
They're ninjas.
They're what?
And they do karate.
I'm a snapping turtle fool. Snap, snap, snap. Gotta get up to the roof.
Elevator's just around this corner.
Ninja Turtles.
Quality.
Incredible prices. In Oak Furnitureland's autumn sale, get this solid oak sideboard for just $319.
How did you know she'd choose us and not the web, 118?
Her eyes, 118. She couldn't see the web.
Got your back.
Premier Kinetic from Seiko.
This is Graham. Graham saved money at Money Supermarket, and now he feels epic. Graham, your soul Money Supermarket.
A toy for a boy, a gift for a girl. From magic numbers, things of wonder. For a family, a home. For a loved one, the world. The dream ticket, the fairy tale end. Whatever your dream, play makes it possible.
Available to buy or rent in Sky Store.
Steady your hearts. Look deep into your souls. Fight for your families. Most of all, you fight for freedom. Choose your glory!
300 Rise of the Empire is available to buy or rent in Sky Store.
Looks like a job for the old magic sponge.
It's the biggest game of my coaching career, the biggest game of all the players' career. There's a very good chance some of them won't play in this again.
Just let me get this right. Do we want to win the World Club Challenge? Have we flown 10,000 miles to win the World Club Challenge?
This is our day.
Special programme following the Warriors Down Under, and it's coming at 10:15 tonight here on Sky Sports 2. All the story and the behind-the-scenes drama of their World Club Challenge against the Roosters last February. Here, Wigan 8, Warrington 4, and they were inching towards Old Trafford with an 8-0 lead, but Warrington have come back, and it will be a moral victory. I think that Tony Smith will be the happier of the two coaches at half-time, because Sean Wayne knows his men have had virtually all the possession, and yet they've only got 8 points. Well, he's delivered the message. It was short and sweet, and he's now leaving the players to think and ponder. Warrington, no doubt, doing exactly the same down the corridor. This was a few moments ago. And obviously, Chris Bridge in all sorts of problems. And as Bill rightly said, we probably won't be seeing him again in the second half tonight. So let's have a look back at that first half. Gripping first half, wasn't it, fellas? Brian and John.
Yes, thanks very much, Eddie. Absolutely a gripping first half, and Chris Bridge will be a loss if the Warrington Wolves are trying to overcome this half-time deficit and get to Old Trafford to face St Helens. We're going to start, John, by comparing and contrasting the kicking games of both of these teams, because to me the Warrington Wolves kicking game was one of the areas that most let them down in this opening half hour.
A large part of the reason that Wigan was so dominant, certainly in the first half hour, the kicks
I thought was superior to what the Warrington Wolves were dishing up. And the chase, it was committed. It covered a larger area of the field to negate that pass. And that you can compare that directly to what Warrington were dishing up. And look at Matty Bowen. Keep an eye on Matty Bowen, the man with the football now. He's making Burgess aware that there's a pass option on that short side. He has the confidence to throw it, and they actually take they take plenty of yards off the back of that.
Constant threat from the back three.
And I think because of that, they have first shot at the line. So step forward, Richie Myler. I thought this was an absolutely outstanding tackle. We've talked about this many, many times, haven't we? He's going to lose the power battle, the momentum, the physical mismatch, so he locks up the ball. I thought that was superb and has kept them in the game.
OK, Matty Smith with the first score on the board, a penalty after 7 minutes, 2-0. The first try of the game came from Joel Tompkins, got a huge roar of approval from the crowd.
And the problem that happened with the Warrington defence, spacing's here. You take that back a touch, the space in midfield between the two, the fact that Laithwaite's actually got to come in to start with to make a tackle suggests there's something wrong. We'll run this on slowly, and we'll see that he takes, once Blake Green's got the ball now, he wants to get out. It's in his head that he's coming, so he needs to get out. Once through the hole, yes. And once through the hole, by the way, look at Blake Green.
Now, we've examined this previous weeks. You've explained how you got to draw the full-back and release a man, and Blake Green does it brilliantly.
Yeah, he's taking the full-back away and committing Stephen Ratchford here to allow free passage for Joel Tompkins under the sticks. It was something that Aaron Murphy, I think, against Huddersfield, we picked up on that, didn't we, last week. I thought Blake Green, he knows his job, he knows he's got to commit the full-back. He does just enough, and Joel Tompkins, on his return to rugby league, that's his first touchdown, I think, isn't it?
And that try converted. 8-0 to the Wigan Warriors. The Warrington Wolves needed to hit back. They did with just a couple of minutes left in the half, but a lot of controversy in the build-up to this. First, we'll look at Ryan Atkins' intervention.
A couple of incidents here. Now, I think once the ball's gone off the chest, there's nothing wrong with that.
This is the issue here. Is it a voluntary tackle? The minute Ryan Atkins lays a hand on Matty Bowen with the ball on the ground, that's considered a tackle. But if he had stood off him, Bowen could have been penalised for a voluntary tackle. It was play on.
Now, I think technically that's correct, and Phil Bentham certainly got the eye line there, and he knows what's going on. I'm going to give the credit to Ryan Atkins, because a little extra effort there has given them a massive opportunity at the right end of the field to come up with something else. Another little bit of luck in this. Now, I'm not sure whether this was the obstruction they were looking for, because Curry here, who's the man who's involved, is right in the defensive line. Is he still a viable pass option for Richie Myler? I would suggest no. I would suggest if he tried to pass there, he's going to actually end up passing it into his back. So there's a question there whether that is an obstruction once it's come off his head. The referee and the video referees, of course, have adjudged that that's play on and that's fair. And so we set fair at 8-4. What a cracking game.
Yeah, absolutely. All to play for the Warrington Wolves. Keep an eye on Joel Monaghan. Looks up for a big game here tonight. But the Wolves have it all to do. The Wigan Warriors in the box seat with a place at St Helens, Eddie, at stake.
Yes, indeed. And Wigan, they won 12-4 at Warrington in March. They won last month 24-20 here. That was their first Super League double against Warrington in 11 years. But Warrington hoping for the kind of result they achieved in 2009 when they got to Wembley following a 39-26 semi-final win against Wigan at Widnes. Will it come at the DW Stadium?
It's okay. Oh, he's not in touch.
All new Lynx upgraded, and now introducing new Lynx antiperspirant with 48 hours of protection.
Hydration where you least expect it. From your razor. Hydro 5 Groomer, the only 4-in-1 razor that hydrates, shaves, edges, and trims. Refresh your style with the new Hydro 5 Groomer from our Hydro range. Now half price. Wilkinson Sword, free your skin.
Your power penetrates the mind, like that of the evil one.
My power gives us a gateway to defeating the Dark Lord. Shadow of Mordor, out now.
You seen this girl around here?
What'd she want?
She wanted a gun.
As y'all know, my wife disappeared 3 days ago.
Amy lost a lot of blood in there, and then somebody mopped it up.
Why would they mop up the blood if they're trying to stage a crime scene?
Where's your wife, Nick?
You need to tell me.
Whatever they found, I think it's safe to assume that it's very bad.
In her own words, this man of mine may kill me.
I was scared for you before, and now I'm petrified.
Gun Girl, in cinemas now.
You can't do much with 2. But how would 10 million suit you? That's what you could win on the Colossus for a £2 stake. Just use your football knowledge and predict 7 correct scores on our jackpot pool. Plus, you can take early winnings with our cash-in option. Play the £10 million Colossus now at BetDAC, Betfair, Boyle Sports and ColossusBets.com.
What does it take for the RAF to respond to a humanitarian crisis? It takes air traffic controllers, engineers, RAF regiment gunners, aerospace battle managers, medics, chefs, full-timers, spare-timers, and you. Find your role in the RAF as a full-time regular or a spare-time reservist. Search RAF recruitment now.
Super sharp shooter, shooting super sharp shots.
Welcome to the party. This is amazing. We can go on all night for a weekend. Yes! This place is absolutely buzzing. What an atmosphere.
The sharpest shooters are back. The Darts World Grand Prix starts Monday at 7 on Sky Sports 1.
Sky Sports, your home of sport. Whenever you want, wherever you are.
Isuzu D-Max.
Game changers this Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Sky Sports 1 features Warrington's Chris Hill. Chris will be taking on Fun Fast Facts and will be with Aaron Ramsey, the Arsenal midfielder, and the cricketers Josh Cobb and Sam Robson, amongst others. So that's Chris Hill, a Man of Steel nominee, joining Game Changers this week, Saturday morning, 9 on Sky Sports 1. Before he heads south for that, he has 40 minutes business to attend to here, because his team are 8-4 down to Wigan at half-time of this semi-final Old Trafford Grand Final qualifier. Rip-roaring first 40. Can we expect more of the same in the second half? Wigan attacking from left to right. They get the second half underway, courtesy of Matty Bowen, and Warrington will be attacking the end, behind which all their supporters are massed. And here's a penalty to the Wolves in the very first minute of the second half.
Well, that's not what you need from your captain. Deliberate, trying to hold him down. There is no doubt in anybody's mind, never mind Phil Bentham. And that is one thing that the Wigan coach, Sean Wayne, would have been very disappointed. The experienced captain, Sean O'Loughlin, to give away a silly penalty.
It's gifted Warrington possession just inside their own half, and Asatazi will take them over the halfway line into Wigan territory now. And he gets up and stumbles his way forward. Matty Russell was the dummy half. Obviously, the game plan from Warrington is to have Russell and Hyam and Monaghan and Ratchford and whoever else gets in at dummy half to try and run the legs off these Wigan defenders if they possibly can.
Well, it was non-existent in the first 40.
That's tackle here for Warrington now.
Got to get the kick away.
O'Brien does that into the corner looking for Rhys Evans, and Josh Charnley just palms the ball over the line. A repeat set of 6 coming.
Well, it's nearly a repeat of what we saw early in the first half, wasn't it? Only it was Wigan that was controlling the kick and chase game. And now it has turned the corner. Good work by Josh Charnley. Anticipated the little dribble in.
Shot to score, and you can't start the second half better than that. They've built some pressure, they've got to the other end of the field, and they're going to get the ball back. You said Eddie in the first half, Wigan had the majority of the possession. They did. They only had a 4-point lead. Is the third goal line dropout now that Warrington will receive? Great chance here now. What have they got? Their attacking combination was pretty poor, I thought, in the first half. They're reliant on individual brilliance or an offload.
Well, Asatazi took Sam Powell off his feet, and Powell, to his credit, he kept coming and he kept coming, and Mickey Hine says, wasn't he stood offside? And then played the ball, and the referee said no, so here is Waterhouse. Well, Powell went in very late round the ankles then. It's Michael Monaghan now, 10 metres away, gives it to O'Brien. O'Brien then to Myler. Myler spreads it wide and finds Ratchford. Ratchford will come back this way. He only gets as far as Tony Clubb, and Tony
too
Clubb
high.
hit him too high, you're right.
Well, the indiscipline, that could prove very costly. I mean, he didn't miss it. They saw it.
So did Phil Bentham.
He swung it.
Asatazi again. Joel Tompkins stops him, pushes him back a metre or so. Michael Monaghan. Here is O'Brien. Ball back inside to Waterhouse. Leaving, of course, Waterhouse the end of this season. Will it be tonight? Will it be after the grand final at Old Trafford in a week's time? Michael Monaghan retiring at the end of this season. Likewise, O'Brien with a little fumble. And again, he's high. It's Tony Clubb.
He's got to do something about this as Bentham. You can't just have three on the trot like that and just ignore it.
Well, that's two coconut-shy efforts by Tony Clubb. We've had 3 minutes of the second half. It's been all Warrington. And this is Ben Curry. He goes down. Pettibone and Liam Farrell. Michael Monaghan. Have a scamper. Finds Myler. Myler went in between a couple of players. Clubb was one. He kept the arms low this time. O'Loughlin was the other. Now it's O'Brien. Gets the ball away to Atkins. Charnley got to him. Offloads brilliantly to Matty Russell. And Russell comes back across the face of play. What a run this is. What a run this is. He finds Ben Curry. And he had a man outside him, and he drops the ball. He drops the ball, and Joel Monaghan was in open territory.
But why the panic? They're controlling the game. I just could not understand how Warrington just wanted to keep this ball alive at all costs. There's so much left. He's happy with the defence. They were under the cosh there.
Yes, Sam Tompkins leading the applause. And here goes Sean O'Loughlin, who gets the ball away to Joe Burgess.
Go for Hans Steffen, come on.
And the kick for Wigan to get out of trouble. Let's get down to Bill on this turnover.
Eddie, there's no more Chris Bridge for the Warrington Wolves. He will not be coming back in this second half. He's picked up what turns out to be a groin injury. In actual fact, it could have been picked one of about three because he got a bang on the ankle before that. But it's a groin injury that's kept him off the field. And Warrington's very pleased with the defensive effort they've shown in that first 40 minutes and hoping to sustain it and build on that in the second half. Wigan well frustrated by that decision that led to the Warrington try. And that was a topic of some debate in the press room at half-time. Remember John Harrison's header for St Helens a good few years ago, which was outlawed for ungentlemanly conduct.
Yes, that was a deliberate header forward, I think, from Harrison. This just came off his head accidentally. Nothing accidental about that. Bowen stood and he was, well, his feet were in cement. He never went for this high kick. Warrington a level. Warrington a level from 8-0 down at 8-all. And Gareth O'Brien never gave this up. But Matty Bowen did.
Well, that is amazing. Matty Bowen had every right to take this. He just pulled away from it. Did someone call from the Wigan outfit? I'm not right sure. You could see Matty Bowen once he goes to the ground after he knows that O'Brien has got the try. What an error. He started to go for the ball
Yes, and that young lady is anything but in heaven at the moment. Gareth O'Brien is going to try and convert his own try himself. Early error, start of second half by Wigan. Warrington edge in front for the first time. 10 points to 8. Well, they surrendered the lead here 3 weeks ago. They clawed a lead back here tonight.
Well, the back three for Wigan, normally so reliable, and Matty Bowen, he'd normally take that, but you can see him started to back off. Gareth O'Brien, he kicks the ball, he chases really hard, and that's what it means to the youngster. Good start in this second half, Ed.
Tremendous start by Warrington. Just what they would have wanted. Here's Asatazi. Well, Gareth O'Brien didn't give that up for 1 second. He didn't play in the Challenge Cup semi-final. This is the biggest game of his career. And Matty Bowen, a man with all the experience in the world, and he just stopped dead. He didn't come for it.
And that's why I thought, Eddie, that maybe one of the Wigan players, but they were coming back. Did they shout at him? I don't know. Something went through his brain.
They shouted at him, all right. They said, catch it.
Yeah, and he didn't.
He's a good, honest player, Matty Bowens. He knows that he's made the mistake there.
That was just in the field of play from Michael Monaghan.
Yeah, he knows it too. It was pretty close. But what a good kick. That's a belter. That's the way. It's amazing, isn't it? This was all Wigan in the first 15 minutes of the first half. Now it's Warrington.
There isn't very much between the top teams in this competition. And as we saw last night, with one or two of the incidents and issues in that game, you do need the bounce of the ball to go your way. They've had an element of luck, haven't they, with that first try that went off the head. That high kick as well, you wouldn't see that very often from Bowen. The kick to touch. Sometimes you just need the ball to bounce your way when you want to get to the grand final, and it has in the recent minutes here for Warrington. But can they defend well enough here now? Got to be in a back charge here now from Wigan.
Josh Charnley, listen to the Warrington fans. Warrington fans believe that suddenly momentum swung their way, and it has on the scoreboard. 10-8. Matty Smith.
And again, this angle defence from Warrington is working a treat, but there's an opportunity. Oh, he had to reach back for it.
Did well then, Burgess. Did brilliantly. He did brilliantly. Wonderful run from Burgess. Harrison and Hill waiting to return. Here's Matty Smith. Matty Smith up the middle. Warrington get back in numbers. Here comes the last tackle for the Warriors.
They've got to get the kick into the in-goal area. Will they do that?
Blake Green slides the kick in. Bowen chasing it. And off Bowen's arms, I think. Turnover.
Oh boy, Green under pressure. He got the kick in. Bowen looked as though knock on. Just couldn't get to it, but the opportunity was there.
Nearly instant payback. Nearly.
Incredible.
Well, the one thing we've seen is Warrington have struggled to go forward. They probably bring in their best player on here now. Chris Hill comes back onto the field. Very few of the front rowers in rugby league play for the full 80 minutes. So when he's on the field, the Wolves tend to be at their best. Here he is now with his head guard on.
Well, he was dealt with by the tackle low down by Powell. Ben Harrison now. Down he goes.
Well, it's been messy at the play the ball all throughout this game. And they've got to give it a lot of credit in many ways. Phil Bentham has allowed it to just carry on.
This fellow's elusive, Ryan Atkins.
Yeah.
Ben Westwood looking on. Oh, that's a penalty. That's a penalty against Tompkins, surely.
Yeah, of course it should have been.
Well, the referee called it. It was Tompkins that was trapping him in. He was pulling him in, which caused the problem.
Monaghan to O'Brien. It goes high again. I'm sure Bowen will come for this, which he does. He just hangs on to it. I think they're going to pepper him all night now, somehow.
Well, yeah, you've got to, haven't you? When you see that...
No, comes up with an error. And here is Curry. This is the free play for Warrington. Back it comes to Monaghan. Monaghan keeps it going to Hyam. They'll take the risk here because they know they'll come back to the original knock-on. No, they won't. The referee will say they've made progress, they've got the advantage. That's the zero tackle. So 7 from here.
That's got to be a penalty.
That is a penalty.
Well, they've lost the plot, I'm afraid, Wigan. Farrell just would not. That was pretty smart thinking by Stephen Ratchford. I reckon Stephen Ratchford could have got that leg out. He knows it too, Tony Smith.
Well, Wigan are taking on water and they're bailing frantically here. Curry into McAlorum and Farrell.
Release Liam.
There could be another penalty here coming if they're not careful.
Keep your eye out for Russell.
Here's O'Brien. There is Russell. Wide to Evans. Forward. He's deemed it forward.
But it's all action. You've got to give a lot of credit to the Wigan defence to scramble back. Josh Charlie was not going to be sucked in out of that line. That was a great tackle.
Was that the forward pass?
That's the one. It's called by Tim Roby on the side. You can see he's right in line there.
Was the momentum rule, Stuart? Because that was a classic example of the momentum rule.
Well, all I can say is
momentum interpretation.
He's right in line with that. You can see him there. He's right in line with the pass. I actually think that ball's travelled forward. He passed it before the line and caught it 2 metres in front. So I think that's a fair call.
What say you, Chairman of the Momentum Rule Association?
The momentum.
This is the point, Mike, you were making earlier about one or two of the Warrington players slipping. You see Michael Monaghan changing his footwear here halfway through, well, early on into the second half. He wants to get a better grip.
Well, I thought the best way to do it would have been at half-time, not when you're into the second half, as we mentioned, Phil. But this is where Wigan, boy, do they need a penalty. Composure by the Wolves. Penalty needed by Wigan. They need to get some authority.
10-8 Warrington. They're after a third grand final in a row, remember, and hoping if they get there to make it third time lucky. If they do get there, it will be Tony Smith's sixth grand final. Brian Noble and Smith have got 5 apiece, but he will hope if he gets them there to claim Wolves' first title since 1955. Long way to go yet. Wigan aren't finished by any stretch of the imagination. Here's Sargentson. Away goes Burgess. Sargentson's kept the run going. Sargentson keeps it moving to Farrell, and Farrell goes down under the challenge from Harrison. Michael Monaghan all over him. That could have been penalised too. This is the last they're running it. They're running it with Gellin, and Gellin gets it. What a try from Anthony Gellin. What a season that Cook Islander is having. 11 tries now in 2014 by a mile of career best. Only 13 appearances last year, but he has made the centre position his own in 2014. Anthony Gellin puts Wigan back in front.
From the ball on the left-hand side, Sargentson feeds a winger. Burgess back on the inside again. They kept it alive. This was great work by Ben Harrison to get there to Farrell, but this is where the link is important. It's been very rare on either side to create the overlap, but he threw the dummy, and Gellin, who's had an absolute fantastic season, has put the Warriors in front yet again.
Well, neither side can switch up, and what about that ball, Steve-O, from Matty Smith to Gellin? He misses out a couple of Warrington defenders, and just...
Bradley Wiggins in the crowd, Sam Tompkins in the crowd, and I can tell you, if you're a Sam Tompkins fan, Sam will be with us at the grand final next Saturday. He's part of the Sky Sports team. He will be there to see Saints against either Wigan or Warrington, and he'll be live with us on Sky Sports.
Oh, he's missed it.
12-10 though, Wigan, despite the fact that Smith missed the conversion. And his coach this week has been bemoaning the fact that Matty Smith, how on earth he's not a nominee for Man of Steel, he doesn't know, and that's class.
Certainly is, and so is the finish from this fella. Through the dummy, little step. Boy, did he enjoy that. And you know something? Sean Wayne, he's still chuntering, he's still shaking the head, even though they've taken a 2-point lead.
Grand final, Saturday, October the 11th, 5 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. Sam Tompkins joins our team live. Will he be watching his brother Joel and this Wigan team, or will it be the Wolves taking on the Saints? We've still got a long way to go before we find the answer out to that.
With all that possession that Warrington had really to start this second half, you'd have perhaps expected them to score a few more points. They really did test Wigan's defence down at that end of the field. There's very, very little between these two sides as reports to hour into the match, and it will be a question about which side can play at this intensity for 80 minutes. I question this week, Eddie, whether Warrington are capable of that. They fell away in round 27 and they were annihilated in the second half of last year's grand final. Do they have the staying power to match the Warriors?
Yes, and do they have the power and the art of winning the big ones? They've lost successive Challenge Cup semi-finals, lost the last 2 grand finals as well. Their last major trophy, 2012, the Challenge Cup. Can they silence the critics here tonight, win at Wigan and go on to Old Trafford?
Well, again, we see Wigan kicking early. They didn't wait until the last. They went on the 4th. This is obviously a tactic that Sean Wayne wants to get through, and the defence is going to be absolutely cruel tonight. It's been ruthless from both sides.
It has been a fantastic match.
Oh, that's a big error.
He's brought them back for the knock-on. He said there were 2. And the first error was by Warrington. It's Wigan's head and feed. And that's why it came back, because there were 2 knock-ons, 1 each way.
Yeah. Well, I think the second one just hit Sean O'Loughlin and he dropped on the ball, but Wigan have got the ball anyway, so that's the main thing.
Well, you've got 24 minutes now. Your season's over, or you're playing in the grand final. What have you got left in the tank? All the hard work that goes back to last November when you came into pre-season. This is it. This is where the big players rise to the top. They bring everyone with them. They like defending, they like attacking. Oh, it's game on, Ed.
It is, with Gelling, the try scorer just a few moments ago, that nudged Wigan back in front. There is McAlorum. Here comes Ben Flower. Laithwaite with the head taped. The scars of battle all over this pitch tonight. McAlorum waits. Into centre field, McAlorum goes his own, and then he's pulled to the ground by Chris Hill. O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin then to Flower. Oh, Harrison had a grab. Curry got to him. McAlorum is waiting 10 metres out for Wigan. It's Smith. Whoa, over the shoulder of Green. Backwards though, so play on Bowen. And Mickey Hyam gets to him.
This will be a dink, surely, to the corner.
Green goes the aerial route. Burgess keeps it alive. Who does this come off? It comes off Warrington, I think, and Ben Harrison.
Yeah.
Did he make a play for this?
Did the ball play the man? That's what he's got to decide.
The turnover he's ruled.
Well, you've got to say that Joe Monaghan made contact whilst he was still in the air. Lucky to get away with that one. That could have been given.
Stewart?
Well, I don't think Warrington players made a play at that at all. I think the ball was thrown against him, and he's just rolled out of play.
Well, suddenly Warrington just under pressure a bit. That was a loose pass, and Laithwaite did well. Here comes Atkins now.
Eddie, don't try and play around them when you're bringing the ball away from your line. Every player who's got a Warrington top on, where am I? What's my job? If your job is to take the ball forward, you take the ball forward. If you're the speedster, get in and do something from dummy half.
Michael Monaghan found Hill. Oh,
it was on as well. Hill tried to get it to Richie Myler. And this will be head and free for Wigan in a very, very good position. Just couldn't get the ball up.
I'm a big admirer of Chris Hill. That's 2 occasions now he's tried to offload the ball in their own half, and now they're under pressure.
Ben, no short ones, man. Don't go early on that 10. There's one in that set, right?
So, a mistake by Warrington, although they do that 27 weekly rounds, any Challenge Cup tie they might play, and in the playoffs, that's the way they play this game. Bowen, held by Ratchford, just held on a second too long for Bowen's liking. This is Sargentson. Sargentson gets to within 5 metres of the line on the last tackle. Penalty.
They'll take the 2, surely.
I don't think it's a certain kick.
No, they're going to do the tap.
They only make him a 4-point advantage, so they might as well have a dash at making it a 6-pointer here with Crosby.
He's got through some work as a big prop forward, Crosby.
Here is Blake Green again. Green then to O'Loughlin. Ratchford did well. Ratchford's all over this field. Oof.
Oh, he nearly lost it. Got it back, did O'Loughlin.
Green.
Dear me. Butterfingers.
McIlorum to Crosby. And Crosby
can't get it down.
They bring it back to the 10-metre line. Tackle 4, so this will be the last coming up.
Tension. Did it ever?
I wonder if he was in Sydney, that fellow, for the World Club Challenge in a Roosters top. Green to the in-goal area. Now then, Matty Russell has it, and there's a bit of open spaces that it's quickly closed by McIlorum.
Oh, it ricocheted that kick. Could have gone anywhere. Good run by Ben Harrison, but look at that defence.
Don Crosby in the tackle. He was just held up over the line. He hasn't scored all year. What a moment that would have been for him.
Move, Sean.
Hill goes down, gets to his feet, plays it.
Well, we're into the final quarter, and this is where you start looking at who's got the most petrol left in the tank.
Well, we're going to have had 15 days, Steve-O, to prepare for this.
Yeah. So you'd have to say that they would feel a little bit fresher. But I know there's a set of players watching this game from St. Helens. They'll be saying, give it to them all the way through for the 80 minutes. This is taking a lot out of them.
Yes, Saints will be saying, well, let's have the golden point extra time for the first time in 119 playoff matches. And let them go on till midnight before they kick the golden point.
Well, I'm sure
Saints waiting at Old Trafford.
I'm sure that if Warrington do get a penalty, get the opportunity, I'm sure they'll go for the tie-up. Good work again by Gelling.
Bateman. John Bateman is out there. He made his debut in that World Club Challenge against the Roosters back in February. Had a quiet but very efficient first season. Burgess knocks on. It was forward anyway, I think.
Yeah, it was a mile forward, and he knows it. Golden opportunity, especially with the fact that they would have been preparing to try to get the kick. Add even more pressure onto it. That's what it means to the fans. Oh, goodness gracious me.
Well, they had numbers then on the left side, Wigan, and that's what they do when they get down this end of the park. They send as many players as they can, a couple of defenders, and Joe Burgess just couldn't bring that ball in. But what a fabulous player he is.
Yes, and what a season he has had as well. 19 years of age, Joe Burgess. Sean Wayne still living on his nerves. Knows that they got to Old Trafford last year and won it. Wants to get back there again, do same again. He's aiming to follow Brian McLennan and Brian McDermott as the third coach to win successive championships via the grand final route is Sean Wayne. Evans.
Do you know, that's been a great feature, especially from the Wigan first and second markers. They really have worked overtime. You know, you talk about especially the two hookers, Michael Monaghan and Mickey Hyam, and they have very rarely made forward progress from that dummy half, though Russell tries to get away.
Russell plays the ball to Hyam. He'll have a dash at them up the middle, Mickey Hyam. Mickey Hyam, of course.
That's got to be a penalty.
Penalty, they'll go for two here. They'll go for two here.
They'll take the two. They've got to take the two.
Mickey Hyam was just going to make the point. He made 6 playoff appearances for Wigan in his playing days. Former Saint, of course, as well.
Well, I think you saw the key to Warrington's chance of success here. Picking the ball up with quick men around the play the ball and running hard and fast. Struggled to go forward against Wigan, but those scoots, as they call them in the game, players like Russell and Hyam and Monaghan, 3 of the game's top scooters, picking it up from around the play the ball and shooting out as fast as they can, trying to wrong foot the bigger defenders in the centre of the field.
4,500 coaches there raised the 2 fingers and said, let's go for 2 points.
It's easy, isn't it, when you're stats in the stand, but I agree with you, Phil. Mickey Hyam, he gets out, and then behind him, Michael Monaghan was waiting, just anticipating that quick play of the ball. If it was to happen, Wigan could have been caught.
Well, the goal-kicking responsibility goes back to Stefan Ratchford. What's this, about 25, 6 metres out? Bang in front, really. It's a kick you would expect Stefan Ratchford to gobble up. This to level things up and make it all square. And Ratchford does exactly that. Will it come down to goal kicking at the end of the day? It's 12 all. They have both teams have missed a kick. Ratchford pushed that one in front of the posts. And if Matty Smith had kicked this one, he does the same. So a miss apiece, but Ratchford has just kicked this to level it up. 12 all.
Boy, the nerves would have been on Ratchford then, but it looked pretty calm, cool and collected. Well, we're a long way away. There's still plenty of time there for it to get into a drop goal-a-thon.
I was going to ask you that, Steve-O, with 14 minutes remaining. When do they start going for these possible one-pointers?
I'd go the first opportunity they get.
If you get good field position, Eddie, and you get an opportunity, you've got to go for it. Points aren't easy to come forward in this game, because you look at the way that both sides are defending. Wigan again committing numbers, slowing the play of the ball down. Good field position, go for it.
Well, there's only been 8 and 4 points between these two sides in the Super League matches this season. Oh, dear me, Mickey Hyam. Well, he made a mess of the pass, and then he retrieved the situation and gave it to Stefan Ratchford.
Well, that was amazing.
Paul Sculthorpe's here. I wonder if he's on a spying mission from St Helens, the double Man of Steel winner.
That's okay, hands on it.
Now Bowen. Real kick downfield under pressure then from the Warrington player.
There's a problem with the hooker, Michael McAlorum. Just received treatment in the back. He got a real whack.
It was Gareth O'Brien, I think, wasn't he, who got that kick away? Did really well under the pressure.
Did he ever? It's all about field position now.
O'Loughlin to Smith. Here's Bateman.
4. Okay, Trent.
Fresh legs, Bateman could certainly change this game.
4.
O'Loughlin again.
Oh, that looked forward. Surely another drive, and then they'll go for the one.
The last tackle.
Well, it's the last tackle here.
Sorry.
It's back with Matty Smith. He's going for the one-pointer. And he's missed. Wasn't it Phil Bentham who was involved in the Huddersfield Saints Cup tie and the controversy about the Luke Walsh drop goal and the Danny Brough drop goal that never was or wasn't it?
Wait.
It was Phil Bentham, and he got the decision right on the day.
Well said, Stuart.
You would expect Stuart to say that, but actually we did prove it on Boots and All in the week.
We certainly did. As you say, I've got to give a lot of credit to Phil Bentham. He's allowed this game to really, really flow. Okay, it's been a bit scrappy at times in and around the play the ball area, but he knows that a lot of these players are very tired.
O'Brien again with the kick.
It's a crafty kick as well. What's the chase like? It's a little bit laboured.
But it would be with just over 11 minutes remaining. The scores are level at 12 apiece. Wigan have already set the agenda when they got within Cooey of the drop goal. They had a bash, missed. Here's Burgess.
What a game Burgess has had.
McAloran's got a shiner.
Has he ever? Bit of claret seeping down.
The two centres for Wigan have made good ground all season, not just tonight. And Anthony Gelling, if he can get his hands on the ride, see how big he is. He's got the potential to run over the top of Gareth O'Brien, the small defender in front of him. Can Wigan find the ball, get it into his hands?
Here's O'Loughlin, Blake Green, Matty Smith, Bowen. Good
stuff.
tackling, great tackle that by O'Brien.
It's a bit far out for the one. They'll go for the blindside corner. Oh, that's unusual, but it could pay off. He'll let it dribble. Well done.
Yes. They didn't mean to restart. He went off the goal area then from the Wigan Athletic markers.
Yeah, went on the football. I saw the line, so I thought I'd tap it.
And there's some blood, as we have already pointed out, that needs attending to from that shiner that McIlorum's got.
And it's a beauty, isn't it? And I tell you something, I'm surprised that there's not more shiners around, because this has been ruthless. With some of the defence, the tackling. Oh.
You don't want to leave the pitch, no matter how much it's hurting. He's like a tough old conker. Mickey McIlorum. He's as tough as they come.
Is he a boiled conker, Terry?
Yes, with vinegar on it to make it harder.
A tough old conker. Okay. Oof. And that's where he got it.
Yeah.
The point of the elbow.
Stays on his feet, tries to get back into the line. That's what we like to see, Ed.
But I hate to say it, but it's been so tense that it probably will come down to an error, a mistake. Just maybe a drop ball, missed tackle. Someone going out of the line quickly, taking the dummy.
Here come Warrington in the shape of Ben Curry. They get over halfway. Curry is he's a difficult man to put down, only 20 years of age, but he's got some strength as Ben Curry. He was injured in that, I think. Here is Michael Monaghan. Monaghan, well now then, they're 13 metres away. There's no Lee Breers this year. Who's dropped back? Gareth O'Brien has. Oh, and he sliced this badly. And play on, it was caught in the field of play by Burgess.
Just hung back there a little bit. Not the best attempt by O'Brien. The idea was good. Came off the side of the boot.
Sargentson lets the ball go to Green. Matty Bowen.
It's knocked on.
It's a knock on. They appeal for it and they've got it. Bowen has lost the ball. Warrington fans get to their feet.
And that's what pressure can do to you. It can come down to just an error. Dietrich.
Well, Gareth O'Brien,
yeah.
He had that shot at goal. But this is a glorious opportunity.
Well, surely Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, has got the message out. I want the big fellas to go towards those sticks and then sort yourself out. They'll probably go on the third. They probably won't wait until the last.
Well, 1 point wins in Super League playoffs. We've seen 7 of them, and 5 times it has involved either of these two sides.
Put it on obstruction.
Oh, no!
I cannot believe it. And Tony Smith won't be happy with that either. What on earth is going through their mind? All they had to do was one up the jumper.
What an opportunity missed that might be.
I agree, straight from the scrum, 2 or 3 drives, and when they're not set, get a quick play of the ball and go for that 1-pointer.
This is what Wigan will do.
Well, it's now suddenly swung Wigan's way.
That could have been the ball game.
Warrington will try and keep them as far away from the post as they can, but that's a great drive. McIlorum waits. And the ball is played to him by Ben Flower. McIlorum then to Blake Green. Green then to Farrell on the angle run. There's only 3 gone. There's 3 remaining. They're going to stay in the middle channel here with Farrell.
I'd go early. I'd go on this one. Who's back?
Well, Matty Smith is there. Matty Smith's there. The ball finds its way to Smith. Here's the 1-point attempt. Charged down by Michael Monaghan. 6 to go. Another chance for Wigan. Sargentson. Great charge down by Michael Monaghan, that was.
Great work from the hooker, it had to be.
Here's Flower again, they're in position once more. The Rugby Football League's chairman Brian Barwick watching on as Smith goes for it again, and he has missed it.
And he's missed it because of Michael Monaghan. He had the first one charged down, and Michael Monaghan, look at him from the right-hand side of your screen. It's his presence, I think, that forces Smith to pull that to the left of the post. That is a superhuman effort because his lungs are burning after what he did on the first play. And he's got back on side, and clearly put it off to survive. And, well, I'll tell you what, I hope we go to golden point.
He's kept them in the game. He's kept them in the game with them two players.
Let's get down to Bill.
We saw Michael McIlroy having treatment. In fact, the team doctor, Professor Chris Brooks, has instructed, I think, Wigan to get him off the field because they're worried about a potential eye injury or break near the eye, and so he's being examined at the moment. McIlroy off the field, and Michael Monaghan got a bang on the wrist, throwing himself at that kick charge down, and has been holding his wrist, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever it takes now.
Yes, whatever it takes. That's great defensive set by Wigan.
Will they try a chip over the top?
Will they go for a 40-20? Well, he's gone for a 40-20, but he was outside. It's not a bad kick for all of that. It's not a bad kick, but it runs dead.
Well, they can line up on the 30-metre line. This is where the defence is gone. Not surprisingly, Matthew Russell is standing way back, just in case Wigan opt for the kick downfield early in the tackle count. Boy, the nerves.
It's the 33rd game of Wigan's season that began on February the 7th.
Mistake, Eddie, from Sargentson at the play of the ball. He gets up, tries to play the ball really quick, loses possession.
Lost it.
Oh, the mistakes from both sides.
Well, surely Johnny Smith had got the message out well before that. Sargentson with a knock on. Do not run round any of your own players. Just drive towards the sticks.
An error from Sargentson, who's had a magnificent season, and a golden opportunity for Warrington again.
It's not easy to drop the goal when there's defenders charge out. You need a quick play the ball. This game hasn't had many of those.
Atkins takes it in, that's the first.
Where's
they don't want to give
forward?
away a penalty.
Where's
Bateman nearly did. This is Anthony England. Down he goes. They're 20 metres away. Hyam. Ashutazi takes it ever closer.
Will Myler go for it now?
Myler's there, Ratchford's there. Here's Myler. Myler goes. He scuffed it. He scuffed it wide. It's not the best drop goal lesson you'll ever see.
And again, he was put under pressure.
Is it Sam Powell?
Release Trent.
I'll tell you what, this game's giving you value for money, hasn't it? Wow. Everything that you want, everything that's good about rugby league here. Going into the last minute, two great sides.
Tony Smith's down with his troops. Here's Liam Farrell now. Who's going to win it? Is anyone going to take the chance in the last 3 minutes?
Well, you can see there that Rhys Evans has dropped back just in case they go over the top. Now Evans has come up into the line. Matthew Russell's deep.
Bateman. Oh, he drops it now. Oh, it's just play on Phil Bentham. Phil Bentham said play on. It's going. Going. Forward.
It's forward.
Sargentson, who dropped it at the play of the ball, touches down. The pass was forward.
He's got it right as the official.
He's right.
He's got it right. It was knocked down by Atkins.
He's absolutely right with that decision.
And it's just a split second before Trent Waterhouse comes to it. And you can see quite clearly that's moving forward.
Is it a free play? Is he going to call a free play back?
Yes.
He's done that, yes.
Yes, free play. Back it comes after we watch this. It was forward to Sargentson. He thought he'd won it. He might yet in the 2.5 minutes we've got left. How are your nerves?
Who wants to win it? Who wants to win it? Both teams have failed with the 1 pointers, and then when it goes to the other end, there's a forward pass from Wigan. Can they finish off? They've probably only got 2 sets of 6, Wigan with the ball. Warrington may only get 1.
But I'd also say that Phil Benson's had 3 big calls where he's let play go on, and he's been proved right on every one. I think he's had a massive contribution to this game, and it's really good to see.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous performance.
2.5 minutes. Here we go then. Farrell takes it up the middle. semi-final than this. This rivals the wide to west night at St Helens 14 years ago.
Certainly does. Will it go golden point? They're in a pretty good position though. Still got a few play the balls up their sleeve.
Club will play it there to Powell. Here goes O'Loughlin. Now it's Green, and here is Farrell. It's play on. That's 4. They're 20 metres away. They're going down the channel with O'Loughlin. Well, I hope Bradley's got a ticket for Old Trafford. Billy Boston. He is a wonderful Wigan winger who has scored many, many wonderful tries for this club. Has there been any more important than that one that Joe Burgess has just scored for the Wigan Warriors? Matty Bowen is the man to take the conversion. Can he kick it? No, he can't. They might not need it. 16-12.
What a fabulous captain Sean O'Loughlin is. He has the courage to go down the blind side instead of setting up for the 1 point. Throws that ball, and it's a great finish from the youngster. Wanting to go short.
It's in play, this ball, and Warrington haven't given it up. Russell. They've got one more play in them.
That's right.
That should have been a penalty.
It's got to go up. What are they doing? You've got to kick it.
Atkins with the kick down the line. Bowen will run it out, surely. Wigan are going to Old Trafford for the second year in a row. Warrington's dream is over. They are heartbroken. Great game, says Tony Smith, and great game it was. Well, can you stand any more of it? Because you've got to go now to Old Trafford next week and play the Saints. Unreal. Michael Monaghan bows out to loser, but what a game. This is the last play of the game. Bowen just runs it over the dead ball line. Says to Warrington fans, take the ball as a souvenir if you want. And Paul Deacon and Sean Wayne celebrate. They're on the way to Old Trafford for the second year in a row. Wonderful.
Well, if the grand final is the biggest prize in rugby league, then you should have to do something special to get there. And the performance of both of these sides was outstanding tonight. That's rugby league at its best in this country. Wonderful entertainment. Sport played in the right manner, and at the end, I guess, I suppose the best team won. Joe Burgess' bravery to go in that ball was fantastic at the end, and I tell you what a season he's had here on that
the music that Wigan are playing in celebration of getting back to Old Trafford.
What a tremendous game. Absolutely outstanding. And this youngster, wonderful.
I think he's man of the match. He's talking to Bill.
Eddie, I don't think Joe Burgess can quite believe what happened there, because you were, like everybody else, Joe, you were thinking that was going for the post and 1 point.
Oh, I thought it was going for the post, and then I was just clock watching, and could have been extra time. Next minute, it pops up in your hands and score in the corner.
What a game. I mean, it was extraordinary, wasn't it? I mean, it's going to take time for it to sink in, but what a finish.
Yeah, it'll take time, but I enjoyed that one. I'll try not to be smug about it, but I did enjoy it.
What a season for you as well, to be going to Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's been a good season. I mean, I got the chance to go down under. And now, to stop it off, we get to Old Trafford, so hopefully we'll get the win.
Well done, Joe, on the man of the match performance. Dan Sargentson. Well, you went through the horrors, Dan, towards the end there. And you thought you'd scored. You hadn't.
Yeah.
What a finish.
I know, I mean, I've knocked on a couple of times and I thought if they hit the drop goal, I could have been to blame, and it was all running through my head, but come good in the end. What a finish from Budgie there.
And what about this for you, going to Old Trafford with the Wigan Warriors?
Amazing, yeah. We made the semis last year, but lost 70-0 to these lot, and I can't believe it. I'm speechless.
It was some game, wasn't it? Did you think maybe you'd let the chance slip?
We knew with Warrington it was going to go down to maybe the last 5-10 minutes, but we knew we just had to stick in there, and we come good in the end.
Well done, Dan. Good luck next week. Sean Wayne. Well, that was, I think, eventful probably be the word for that game.
Yeah, eventful, I agree with that. I mean, to win that game, the pressure they put us under, we put them under pressure. Warrington, a champion team, really good team. And I thought it was an outstanding win for us. That, you know, we dominated the first half, and I felt they dominated the second half. There were some strange decisions in that game.
Were you at all worried that maybe for all your pressure you hadn't got more to show for it?
Yeah, we got held up over the line 4 times. We didn't put pressure on them, but fair play to Warrington. They've got some players, real good mental toughness, and they withstood that pressure, so all credit to them. But we was under pressure for some strange reasons, and you can't say anything. I'm happy with my boys. It was a great win, but I'm frustrated I can't speak my man.
Well, what's your view on hands-free rugby league then?
Yeah. Hey, I'm just going to enjoy it and make sure we turn up next Saturday against them.
Did you think, though, it would end with Joe Burgess's try in the corner? Everybody was thinking it was, you know, it's going to be a 1-pointer.
We deserved that try. The pressure we put on Warrington, I thought we deserved that try. I thought we deserved to win the game. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Credit to Warrington how they performed, but I think overall we were the best team.
Do you think you're in the right shape for next weekend?
Yeah, definitely. We know what we need to do to win the game. You know, St Helens are a good team, but it's a Wigan and Saints derby. You know, it's a Lancashire. You know, they also want to enjoy the Challenge Cup. This is our game.
Thanks, Sean.
Cheers, Bill. Thanks.
Tony Smith. Thanks, Tony, for joining us. I mean, that was from a neutral perspective an epic playoff contest.
Yeah, no, it was a knife-edge sort of stuff. It could have gone either way at different stages, but you know, the opposition were the right ones to get it tonight, and probably just a little bit more dangerous than us at stages. That young boy on the wing, Burgess, super player. I thought he had a hell of a game against us, and you know, he got him on a roll early in the game.
But given the hammering that you took early on, I mean, you had to defend something like 23 tackles in a row in that period in the first half. You were taking an awful lot of pressure. To be in it as close as you were going into the final 5 minutes was testimony to what your side had got.
Yeah, we weren't great first half, but we were desperate to hang in there, and we gave it a shot the second half. But yeah, I'm proud of the effort of the boys, proud of their season. You know, they're very, very close to you know, being a very successful season, but not quite. You know, but I'm proud of all the work they've done on and off the field, and we're going to get better as a club. We continue to do so, and you know, we're looking forward to the future. It's a bit hard now to swallow, but you know, we got what we deserved there tonight.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Magnanimous in defeat, Tony Smith. They were so near, they were so far. Semi-final losers in the Challenge Cup, and losing 80 minutes away from Old Trafford in the most dramatic of circumstances. When you think about it, there'll be Dan Sargentson, there'll be Tony Clubb, and all being well, there'll be Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook at Old Trafford next week for the grand final. 3 Cockney accents. But in, as Sean Wayne has rightly said, the all-Lancashire Wigan Saints derby. And that's what we've got at Old Trafford next week.
What a pass out the back door!
Y'all got anybody out there looking for my boy?
Based on actual events.
I found something.
Colin Firth.
Whatever it takes.
Reese Witherspoon. Devil's Knot. On DVD Monday.
In the Army Reserve, you can experience an exciting new challenge in your spare time. With thousands of part-time jobs available now, there's more than one way to be the best.
This Saturday night, millions of pounds will be landing all over Britain in the all-new geolotto.com game. Go to geolotto.com now, claim your lucky place for just £1 and be in with a chance of winning up to £1 million. You can choose anywhere from a famous landmark to your own home. Of course, if you don't claim your lucky place, you can't win diddly. geolotto.com. Millions of pounds are coming. Don't miss out.
Quality. Great price. Quality.
3 years interest-free credit.
Quality.
Free delivery?
In Oak Furnitureland's autumn sale, get this solid oak coffee table for just $249.
Web or phone? Tough choice, 118. Smartphone, 118, clues in the name. Smart. Phone. Got your back. Got your back.
You make it, or you miss it, by a hair. You get it, or you lose it, by a hair. You're off, or you're on, by an inch, by a fraction, by a hair. That said, we don't make precision blades and the world's most popular razors by a hair, but by a mile. Go get it. Gillette.
Your power penetrates the mind, like that of the evil one. My power gives us a gateway to defeating the Dark Lord. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, out now.
With thousands of full and part-time jobs available now, there's more than one way to be the best. Apply now. Search Army Jobs.
At PokerStars, you'll find more tables, more players, more games than any other poker app. We are mobile. We are poker.
Available on early release to buy and keep in Sky Store.
I live the same day over and over again.
You're a weapon. You change the outcome.
Me?
I'll train you.
You already have.
We better start over.
Oh, come on!
Buy and keep Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat from Sky Store, and you'll get it straight to your TV and get the DVD sent direct to your home. Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat is available to buy and keep from Sky Store.
Sky Sports, your home of sport. Whenever you want, wherever you are.
Head and feed, Isuzu D-Max.
So now we know for the first time since 2010, the top two have got to Old Trafford in the grand final. Coincidentally, in 2010, it was a Saints-Wigan grand final then. And guess what? On Saturday week, it's Saints-Wigan again. This is how this match finished, 16 points to 12. That only tells a tenth of the story. What a fantastic game we have watched here, and the celebrations, I think, in Wigan will go on long into the night, but they will put a lid on them because they've got a big grand final to play in 8 days' time. Brian and John, what a load of rubbish that was.
What, you called it an epic game, you're right, and a nod to the 15,000 that came here. Attendances for some of the playoff games have been a problem, and a special nod to probably a third of the crowd that came from the Warrington Wolves. They made quite an atmosphere inside of there. At half-time, they would have seen the Warrington Wolves trailing by 4 points, 8-4 to Wigan Warriors. Warrington needed to score first and second half. They did, through the world's biggest chip and chase. Talk to us about Matty Bowen's involvement in this, because some were critical, but you had a different view.
Let's frame this first. I think Eddie referred to it as epic. I was listening to somebody reviewing somebody else's review of a movie on the radio on the way over here today, and they described it as an epic of epic epicness. And I think we can apply those sentiments here. It was a superb game. Bear with me. Right, here we go. Here's Gareth O'Brien. And what Matty Bowen does off the back of it, they have split the halves, but I think it's common knowledge now that Gareth O'Brien is the go-to man. Here's Matty Bowen, and have a look at what he does pre-play. Gets on his bike, and he's off to solve a problem over here. He fully expects that to be a kick to the corner.
Is that the right or the wrong thing, John?
Well, I think very often they do often buy and cheat themselves a couple of yards. Nothing wrong with that. It's just you take the risk of it being the wrong call. And
of this happening.
Exactly. It's come off the side of his boot, actually, is that, a little. And that's why he pulls out, because he's not going to get there in time. And then the bounce is favourable to Gareth O'Brien. You have to say he made that himself, followed it up, and he deserves the bounce he got.
That was converted, gave the Warrington Wolves a 2-point lead, 10 points to 8. And then the Wigan Warriors hit back. This try involves some great centre play, but you've identified the creators in this try for Anthony Gelling.
Yeah, both Matty Smith and Blake Green, some real deft touches in the lead up to this. The centres do deserve a lot of credit, that's true. But I think for me, this pass here, although it was a little up above and behind Sargentson, it really gave the way and gave him the space.
Richie Myler might have some questions to ask about what he was doing.
Yeah, I don't know why he was leaving the line, exactly. They had plenty of space behind them. Sargentson there, I think he's been an outstanding find for them, I suppose, and discovery, polishing the rough diamond. Then have a look at Matty Smith. Matty Smith's already been organising here as that play's been going on, and he's the second pass, and it's the try-scoring pass to Gelling. Have a look at this pass coming up now across the face of John Bateman. Superb. Now, one thing I would say, fifth tackle, but you've not seen an awful lot of movement from Ryan Atkins. He drops off, but I think once the ball gets out to Matty Smith, you've got to think about rejoining the line.
Defending out there with every pass, you need to keep moving up and up and up.
Yeah, and once you have Anthony Gelling, ball in two hands, keeps backing off, try scored.
All right, then we had what seemed like 40 shots at goal. Everybody wanted to score a drop goal. None came. A try came for the Wigan Warriors through a man that inexplicably was left out of the list of Young Player of the Year, Joe Burgess.
He's had an outstanding season again, hasn't he? Seems like he's been around forever. I think that ball there from Blake Green to Farrell is the one that causes all the damage. You've got two players now who are going short side here, and you'll see Richie Myler coming off limping. Have a look at Matty Russell. He knows there's danger. And I think this ball here will just slow this down, because this is worthy. This is worthy of a route to the grand final all on its own. Brilliant pass. Still had to be finished as well. And he's got that instinct, hasn't he, Joe Burgess? And he deserves everything they've got. So that was an epic. It was a classic. And all eyes now fall on Old Trafford in 7 days' time.
Yeah, if Old Trafford can have any sort of epic proportions of atmosphere and of excitement, Eddie, we're going to have a great grand final next Saturday night.
Yes, we are going to have a fantastic grand final. There is no doubt about that now. That was tremendous. No question. I mean, that makes you proud to be involved with this sport, doesn't it?
Well, you take your hat off. It was a stunning game. And I was sat in this corner for the first half.
Jack.
Well, I like to taste the atmosphere, you see. I like to get out. And the burgers and the donuts. Carney's had a million donuts. But I like to get in with the fans. And some of the Wigan fans in the corner were ready. They knew it was going to be a spectacular game. But you just take your hat off, don't you? And if you're a Warrington fan, you need to be proud of your team, because on another day against a team that's not quite got as much self-belief, they'd have got the goods there today. So Tony Smith's got a right to be proud of his troops and his players. They give absolutely everything. But my word, we've got a good grand final coming up, haven't we?
We have indeed. I mean, Wigan Saints matches are special enough without going to Old Trafford for the big prize. And it's the first time, as I say, for 4 years, the top two have finally got there. So the seedings have worked out perfectly. Yeah. What will this have taken out of Wigan tonight? Saints chose well, I think.
Yeah, it was always going to happen that you play Wigan against Warrington. It would have took a lot out of them, but obviously they've got a week now to prepare, and you don't get many opportunities, Eddie, to play in finals. So you do the right thing. You've done the right thing all year. You get to the grand final. You've got to do the right thing in the build-up to it. just savour the atmosphere, just take it all in, and then just go there and play. Wigan are a big, aggressive side. They're up against the Saints side who have to play themselves through the middle because James Roberts have lost all key players. Whether they've got the speed out wide that could trouble Wigan, we'll have to wait and see.
And they're well conditioned at this time of year to come from a match like that and take on board the mental strength that it takes to get into the last minute of a contest like that and come out on the better side. That conditioning will stand them in good stead for next week. Not physically, I mean, they will be tired, but Tez is right. At this time of year, they'll know exactly what they've got to do.
Well, when we started this playoff race, it was a slow burner, wasn't it? Yeah. But it bubbled over tonight.
Well, it seems
it
like
was boiling.
The cream rises to the top, doesn't it? And you saw on a few occasions, especially in early on in the second half, it started to boil over the back end of the first half, and Warrington were getting back into the game and troubling Wigan. You had two very committed sides. It was 13, or the final 13 minutes of the game, they were all going for one-pointers because it was that close. The respect they have for each other is incredible. A
lot of players, of course, playing their last match for Warrington. Michael Monaghan amongst them. I just wonder if they have lost the ability, if you like, to get over the line in the big matches. That's 2 semi-finals they've lost. They've lost 2 grand finals in a row. The last major trophy was 2012 at Wembley, the Challenge Cup. Have they lost the edge? Have they lost the cutting edge?
Well, possibly,
does Tony Smith have to find it in the winter?
He does. He might have to acquire 1 or 2 senior players, but I know that the grand final, the under-19s grand final at the Hellawell Jones is going to be competed in by Wigan and Warrington. So both clubs are trying to do the best to make sure that production line is continuing to knock out players like Joe Burgess, who's a marvellous player.
Warrington are a good side.
Oh, they're brilliant.
Warrington are great.
I just wonder if they've lost the cutting edge test.
They've got Darryl Clark, let's not forget.
They've got a couple of players coming in next year that may take them to that next level, and it's always sad when players retired, Alexa Michael Monaghan, but there's good players coming in, Ed.
OK, I was going to ask them one word for the winners next week, but we'll have to do that, I think, in the build-up to the grand final, see who they pick. I think I know who they're going to pick, but we'll see. OK. The Warriors Down Under is next here on Sky Sports 2. The story of Wigan's trip to face the Roosters last February in Australia. That's next on Sky Sports 2. Sunday, don't forget, the Championship's big day. They're at Headingley for the grand final. Oldham against Hunslet, Lee against Featherstone. 4 o'clock, the first one. 6:45, the second. The first on 3, the second on 1. And don't miss this, for goodness sake. We've been going since February the 7th. You've got to stick with us till the 11th of October for Saints and Wigan at 5 o'clock next Saturday at 5. Fantastic. Fantastic night. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Bye-bye.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live. On all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.
Last tackle. He's looking for the crossfield kick. And it's worked a treat.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Isuzu D-Max sponsors Sky Sports coverage of the Super League.
Peggy 18.
I don't know if you can hear me. There's something stalking us. Something that doesn't belong here. And now it's hunting me.
Alien Isolation, Ripley Edition, only at Game.
Port.
At PokerStars, you'll find more tables, more players, more games than any other poker app. We are mobile. We are poker.
As an RAF reservist, you can train with and work alongside regular airmen and airwomen in one of over 30 roles. And you can start by committing just 27 days of your spare time a year. Find your role as an RAF reservist. Search RAF recruitment now.
300 Rise of an Empire on 3D and Blu-ray now.
You can't do much with 2. But how would 10 million suit you? That's what you could win on the Colossus for a £2 stake. Just use your football knowledge and predict 7 correct scores on our jackpot pool. Plus, you can take early winnings with our cash-in option. Play the £10 million Colossus now at BetDAC, Betfair, Boyle Sports and ColossusBets.com.
G'day. Hi, it's Ryan from Cardiff.
Rhino.
My mate, he keeps talking about the economy on a guy's night out.
GFC, Gentleman's Fund Crisis.
So should I confront him?
Maybe agree on a code word or sign to warn him when he's being a drongo.
Brad and I use the paddle of rebuke. Thanks, guys.
No dramas. Tricky issue, that one. Obviously, the volatility of financial markets and developed economies affects us all.
Foster's. Good call.
You're watching Sky Sports 2, your home of cricket.